Have you ever woken up in the morning feeling like you didn't even sleep? You opened your eyes, maybe stretched a little, and already felt that familiar heaviness in your joints, in your chest, or just in your mood. Maybe your body feels stiff, your energy low, and even the simple act of getting out of bed feels like a task. If that sounds like you, you're not alone. As we get older, especially when living with a chronic condition, whether it's high blood pressure, diabetes, arthritis, or something else, mornings can become one of the hardest parts of the day. But what if I told you that the first 30 minutes after you wake up could completely shape the rest of your day, for better or worse? That's exactly what today's video is about. We're going to talk about 7 simple yet powerful morning habits that can help you feel more energized, more in control, and better equipped to manage your symptoms every single day. These aren't complicated or expensive tricks. They're small, doable steps that you can start tomorrow morning, or even today, if you like. Let's start with something that might surprise you, the very first thing you do when you open your eyes. Before you even sit up in bed, take a few deep breaths. Not rushed or forced. Just slow, gentle breathing. In through your nose, hold for a moment, then out through your mouth. Do that 3 or 4 times. It might not seem like much, but it sets the tone. Deep breathing calms your nervous system, lowers morning cortisol spikes, that's your stress hormone, and brings oxygen to your muscles and brain. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking, breathing? That's too simple to make a difference. But think about it, how often do we go from sleep straight into worry? You check the clock, start thinking about appointments, medications, pain in your knees, the news, and your body tenses up before you've even left the bed. Instead, give yourself a minute. Let your body catch up to your mind. You're not being lazy. You're giving your system a gentle wake-up. And believe me, your heart, your lungs, your joints, they appreciate that. Once you've taken those deep breaths, the next thing to focus on is movement. Not full-on exercise, not yet. Just gentle movement in bed. Wiggle your toes. Flex your feet. Roll your shoulders. Maybe lift your arms over your head and stretch gently to each side. If your joints are stiff in the morning, and for many people with arthritis, this is like sending oil into a creaky machine. This kind of stretching gets your blood flowing without shocking your system. Think of it like warming up your car on a cold morning. You don't just slam it into drive and go. You let it idle a bit. That's what we're doing here, idling the body before the day begins. Now, once you've gently moved and stretched in bed, and you're ready to sit up, that brings us to another habit, hydration. I can't stress this enough, drink a glass of water within 15 minutes of waking up. Room temperature is best, especially if your stomach is sensitive. After 6 to 8 hours of sleep, your body is dehydrated, even if you don't feel thirsty. And dehydration is sneaky. It can make your blood pressure drop or spike. It can cause fatigue, headaches, confusion, even constipation. If you live with something like high blood pressure or diabetes, hydration is even more important. Water helps regulate blood sugar and maintain proper circulation. You don't need to chug a gallon. Just 1 glass. If you want to take it up a notch, you can add a slice of lemon, not for some miracle detox, but because it makes the water a bit more refreshing and gives you a touch of vitamin C. So now, you've breathed deeply, stretched gently, and hydrated. Sounds simple, right? But by now, you've already calmed your nervous system, loosened your muscles, and given your heart and brain a boost. And that's all before breakfast. Speaking of breakfast, let's talk about food. A lot of people either skip breakfast or grab something quick and sugary just to get going. But if you're managing a chronic illness, breakfast becomes medicine. It's your chance to give your body fuel, real, lasting energy that won't crash an hour later. The key here is balance. You want protein, fiber, and healthy fat. Maybe that's some scrambled eggs with spinach and whole grain toast. Maybe it's Greek yogurt with berries and chia seeds. Maybe it's even a bowl of oatmeal with almond butter and cinnamon. Now, I get it, some mornings, you don't feel like cooking. That's okay. But try to plan ahead. Keep a few go-to meals you can prep in 5 minutes or less. Because the truth is, when you eat something nourishing in the morning, you give your medications a stable base to work from. You avoid blood sugar crashes. You support your mood and focus. And if your appetite is low, which can happen with certain medications or conditions, then go small but consistent. A boiled egg and a slice of toast is better than nothing. A handful of almonds with half a banana is better than nothing. It's not about perfection. It's about stability. Once your body is fueled, it's time to think about your mind. What's going on in your head matters just as much as what's happening in your body. And if you start your morning feeling overwhelmed, worried, or low, that emotion lingers all day. That's why another beautiful morning habit is gratitude or intention setting. I know that might sound fluffy or not for me, but stick with me for a second. I'm not talking about journaling for 30 minutes or pretending life is perfect. I'm talking about a 30-second moment where you pause, maybe with your coffee or tea, and ask yourself, what am I thankful for today, or what's one thing I want to focus on? It could be simple, I'm thankful my back pain is a little better today. Or I want to call my daughter and hear her voice. That small shift reminds your brain to look for what's right, not just what's wrong. And over time, it actually helps lower stress, improve mood, and even reduce inflammation. Yes, your mindset can affect your physical symptoms. Now that we've explored the power of a calm breath, gentle movement, hydration, good food, and a grateful heart, let's talk about what comes next, getting your body moving just a little more. After you've gotten out of bed, had your water, and eaten something light and nourishing, you might feel tempted to sit down again, maybe scroll through your phone or flip on the TV. And hey, there's nothing wrong with a slow morning, but here's the truth, a few minutes of light movement in the morning can work wonders for your energy, mood, and pain levels all day long. You don't need to go out and jog a mile. In fact, please don't, especially if you've got joint issues, heart conditions, or balance problems. What your body needs is gentle activation. This could be a 5 or 10-minute walk around your living room or down the hall. Or maybe you stand by the kitchen counter and do some easy leg lifts or shoulder rolls while the kettle boils. It doesn't need to be fancy. It just needs to get your circulation going. Think of movement as medicine, because it really is. Just 5 minutes can help reduce stiffness, lower blood sugar, and improve digestion. And if you're someone who struggles with brain fog in the mornings, that what was I supposed to do again feeling, moving your body helps bring more oxygen to your brain, too. Your mind wakes up when your feet start moving. Another powerful addition to your morning is sunlight. Now, I don't mean you need to go sunbathing. But getting natural light in your eyes, and on your skin, if you can, within the first hour of waking up helps regulate your body's internal clock. That's your circadian rhythm. It controls your sleep, your hunger cues, your hormones, even your mood. If you're able, open a curtain, sit by a window, or step outside for just a few minutes. Let your eyes take in the light. It helps your body know it's time to be awake and alert. And here's the kicker, morning sunlight actually helps you sleep better at night. Isn't that wild? Just by getting natural light early in the day, you're setting yourself up for a deeper, more restful sleep. And if the weather's nice, take your morning movement outside. Sit on a bench. Water a few plants. Walk to the mailbox and back. Combining light movement with sunlight is like giving your body a gentle, natural wake-up call. Now, once your body's gotten moving and you've soaked in a little morning light, it's time to talk about one more habit that can truly change your mornings, checking in with yourself, not just physically, but emotionally. I know that might sound strange, but chronic illness doesn't just live in your body. It can sneak into your thoughts, too. Some mornings, you might feel down, or anxious, or just off, and you can't quite put your finger on why. That's okay. That's human. But if you give yourself space to notice it, to actually name it, you take away some of its power. Maybe you say to yourself, I'm feeling a little sad this morning. Or, I'm worried about my doctor's appointment later. That small moment of honesty can shift your whole mood. Because when you acknowledge what you're feeling, you can respond with kindness instead of frustration. You can say, all right, I'm feeling low, so I'm going to take it a bit easier this morning. I'll make some tea. I'll call a friend later. Your morning mindset isn't about being cheerful all the time. It's about checking in, like you would with a good friend. Being gentle with yourself instead of pushing through or ignoring what your body and heart are trying to tell you. And that brings us to something else that many people overlook: connection. For so many older adults, mornings can feel lonely. Maybe you live alone. Maybe your partner's still sleeping, or they're gone. Maybe the house is quiet, too quiet. And that silence can sometimes feel heavy. One way to brighten your morning is to add a moment of connection. That could mean texting a friend to say good morning, calling your sibling, watching a short message from someone you enjoy online, even writing a quick note in a journal to someone you miss. Connection doesn't have to mean a deep conversation, it just has to remind you that you're not alone. Because here's the thing, when you live with a chronic illness, your world can sometimes shrink. You stop going out as much. You skip social events. And your days can feel repetitive. But even a small connection, even just hearing someone's voice, can bring you back to yourself. So, just imagine this: you've woken up gently, taken a few deep breaths, moved your body a little, had a nourishing breakfast, soaked in some sunlight, checked in with your emotions, and reached out to someone, even if it was just a short hello. That's not just a routine. That's a ritual. A daily habit of honoring your body, your heart, and your life, exactly as it is, right now. Because no matter what diagnosis you've been given, no matter what aches and pains you carry, you still deserve a morning that feels like it's yours. You deserve a start to the day that lifts you up, not drags you down. And the beautiful part is, that kind of morning is within reach. You don't need to change your entire life. You just need to change how you begin your day. So, let's keep going. There's still one more piece to this routine that ties everything together, and it's something many people skip over completely. It's intention. Starting your morning with a simple, clear intention can shift the entire energy of your day, especially when you're managing a chronic condition. And I'm not talking about anything complicated. You don't have to meditate for an hour or write pages in a journal. It can be as simple as taking a deep breath and saying to yourself, "Today, I will focus on being kind to my body." Or, "I will move gently and rest when I need to." That tiny moment, just a few seconds, sets a tone. Instead of feeling like your illness is dragging you through the day, you become the one who is gently guiding the day. It's empowering, even if your energy is low or your symptoms are flaring up. It reminds you that you still have choices. You still have influence over how you show up, even if your body isn't always cooperating. And here's the thing, intentions don't have to be big or bold. Some mornings, your intention might be as simple as, "I will drink enough water today," or, "I'll take it one moment at a time." That's enough. Because small steps, repeated daily, lead to lasting change. It's not about fixing everything overnight. It's about building a routine that supports your body, honors your limitations, and helps you live with more peace and energy. Now, you might be thinking, but some mornings, I wake up in pain, and I don't have the energy for any of this. And you know what? That's okay. This routine isn't meant to be followed perfectly every single day. It's here for you to return to, like a gentle guide. On the harder mornings, maybe you only do one or two of these habits. That's still progress. That's still something you gave to yourself. And that matters more than you think. When we live with chronic illness, it's easy to feel like we're always reacting to symptoms, to medications, to what our body won't let us do. But this morning routine puts you back in the driver's seat, even just a little. It gives you something steady when the rest of your health feels unpredictable. It's your foundation, your soft place to land, and your strong place to launch from. Let's take a moment and look back at what you've just created, because yes, you've created this. You've taken a moment to wake up gently, hydrated your body, eaten something that fuels you, moved in a way that respects your joints and energy, soaked in some healing sunlight, checked in with your heart, connected with someone outside yourself, and set a quiet intention to carry through your day. That's not just a routine, that's an act of self-respect. That's you showing up for yourself with kindness. It's so easy, especially after 60, to feel like the world stops seeing you. Doctors talk over you. Family assumes things about your limits. The media doesn't show faces that look like yours, enjoying life or getting stronger. But here's the truth they don't always say out loud: this chapter of life can be full of strength, growth, and even joy, especially when you make time each morning to care for you. You don't need to chase after youth or fight your age. You simply need to support the body and soul you have today. And this routine, these 7 gentle habits, they're not about trying to become someone else. They're about helping you feel more like yourself again. The version of you that feels clear, calm, and confident, even on the tougher days. And here's something I really want you to remember: you are not your illness. You are not your diagnosis. You are still you, wise, worthy, and capable of creating a beautiful life, no matter what you're facing. Each morning is a chance to begin again. To breathe. To move. To connect. To feel a little stronger than yesterday. Now, I'd love to hear from you. What does your morning look like right now? Are there any of these habits you already do, or maybe one that you're excited to try? Let's start a conversation in the comments. Your story might be just what someone else needs to hear today. And if you found this video helpful, consider giving it a thumbs up. It really helps more people find this kind of supportive content. Don't forget to subscribe if you'd like more videos like this one. We talk about all things aging well, managing chronic illness, and living with more energy and peace in this chapter of life. And remember, you deserve mornings that feel good. You deserve a body that feels cared for, even if it isn't perfect. And you deserve a life that feels worth waking up to, one small, powerful habit at a time. So here's to you, to slow mornings, strong hearts, and the quiet power of showing up for yourself every single day. You've got this.